This morning's worship theme is Wholeness and Healing through Poetry and Readings. We will reflect on how we experience and restore wholeness in our shared community. Our participants include Emi Tanabe online, who serves as our worship arts team facilitator and facilitates the Chalice Circle program and mindfulness practice. Our other poets include Sue Reckenthal, co-chair of the Tree of Life Social Justice team, which helps our members serve our unhoused neighbors. She is also an usher and participates in Chalice Circle. Poet number 3, Teresa Castino, takes part in our Chalice Circle program and also serves as a greeter. Jane Richards is a published poet who participates in Tree of Life's music and poetry activities. And Julie Huddle serves on our board of trustees, and with our worship tech team, she participates in Chalice Circle and mindfulness practice and helps plan our solstice and evening celebrations. Our final poet is Sam Miller, co-leader of the Quest for Youth program, part of our Tree of Life religious education activities. We are grateful for the worship service that they are going to create for us today. So let's now begin our service. We here acknowledge that the land on which the Tree of Life Unitarian Universalist congregation stands is the unceded territory of the Peoria, Potawatomi, Mayamia, Otechi, Sakowin, Ho-Chunk, and Kickapoo peoples, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to gather on this land.
So good morning, everyone. I'm Emi. My pronouns are she, her, and it is a great pleasure to be able to join our Tree of Life worship through the magic of technology and the skill of our tech team. As we are exploring repair as a theme, a worship theme this month, today we focus on wholeness, both within ourselves and in our shared humanity. And along with it, we reflect on how the effort to find or return to wholeness is a movement towards healing. As people of faith, we are called to do this work. In this great puzzle of humanity, we are the pieces that all can fit together. And so we are naturally inclined to move towards wholeness. Seeking communion and community is hardwired within us. In community is where we are strengthened and empowered. In communal relationship, we become visionaries and healers. We share inspiration, comfort, and repair. Sometimes we show up as poets in our words or in our living. And so I share this poem by Carol Alphas titled Exhortation. Poet, write your truth. Scribble it into notebooks, scatter it like seeds on broken ground, smear a sticky, gritty trail of it across whitewashed walls. Your broken-hearted truth, your high on life truth, your sadder but wiser truth. Poet, speak your truth. Read it out loud to yourself, your friends, your dog. Recite, proclaim, sing and shout. Testify, mystify, electrify. With your glory, hallelujah truth, your righteous anger truth, your bleeding wound truth. Poet, your truth may be fragile, distressing, or only half formed, but it's yours. Claim it, own it, then put it out there, your truth. And poet, don't ever, ever apologize. And holding these words, let us worship together.
We light this chalice to remember. The flame reminds us that love is at the center. The flame reminds us of the divine spark of the universe. A universe whose pronouns have always been plural. A co-creation of brilliance and diversity. A tapestry of souls perfected.
Please join us as we recall our mission statement. At Tree of Life, UUC, we nurture a community that welcomes diversity, supports the spiritual growth of its members, and acts to create a more just society. Please rise in body or spirit to join in singing of our first hymn this morning, number Gather the Spirit. Yeah.
So our story this morning is called Gardening with Words. And we are indeed fortunate to live in an area where there's lots of gardening that goes on in the summer. People grow vegetables or flowers and bushes, things to eat, or things that are beautiful or create beauty, or that are good for birds, butterflies, and bees. With all the gardening, the most important starting point is deciding what kind of garden we want to create. Flowers, or vegetables, or both? Do we need to work on our skills and understanding for how we'll take care of this garden? Or will we need help for helping the garden to do well? So if we are going to use words for gardening, what kind of garden do you think we can create? Just think. The garden that I'm imagining today is where we grow the relationships of our family, friends, and the people we meet. There are many different kinds of words that are needed to grow such a garden that'll do well. Words, for example, can be like sunshine, and we know how important that is. So words like sunshine could be, I'm so glad to have met you. I want to get to know you and hope we can be friends. Words like that are kind and welcoming, accepting. Some words can be just like water. Words like, thank you for all that you do, or I don't understand that. Can you explain it to me or help me to understand? These are words of trust and appreciation. Words can also be like seeds that we plant in the ground. Such words may sound like, let's work at how we can best care for each other. Or maybe we say, let's see if we can figure out this problem together. These words are like understanding or finding new ideas, inspiration. Words can also be like soil, where everything is rooted. Words like this might sound like, we have faced so many difficulties together. I know we can find an answer to this challenge. These words are words of courage, hope, and well-being. So, when we use words, sometimes we can now pause and think about how they affect our garden of relationships. Do you think that's something that you'd like to try? And now we will sing our teachers and students on their way to their classes. Alan will start us off.
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth unto the world. May your heart know love, and your hands do the work of justice. As you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace. In the following poetry readings, Wholeness in Humanity's Longing, we are invited to reflect on how we understand wholeness through experiences of longing.
Peace by Maya Angelou. Lying, thinking last night how to find my soul a home where water is not thirsty and bread loaf is not stone. I came up with one thing, and I don't believe I'm wrong, that nobody, but nobody can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. There are some millionaires with money they can't use. Their wives run around like banshees. Their children sing the blues. They've got expensive doctors to cure their hearts of stone. But nobody, no, nobody can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. Now, if you listen closely, I'll tell you what I know. Storm clouds are gathering. The wind is gonna blow. The race of man is suffering, and I can hear the moan, 'cause nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody but nobody can make it out here alone.
Peace by Sam Miller. Somewhere above is a dove, carrying the sprig of an olive tree. From sea to sea, can we all be free? The dove drops the sprig, and our love waters it till it sprouts. In the middle of a drought, an olive tree grows despite our doubts.
The text on malicious magic looms at the back of the museum display. A thick tome of Sumatran alchemy, bark pages and mottled cover, tightly bound in plated rattan, filled with the secrets of extracting the spirit of a captured enemy. Penned by a Datu who would sling his heavy volume over his shoulder, walk from village to village, straps cutting into his skin, carrying the hope of healing and freedom. I imagine untying its bindings, deciphering its codes, stealing the power of my enemies. Incantations for an aching hip, teas for restoring dimming eyes, dances for dispersing an ever-growing parade of losses. But the Datu's magic offers no escape from suffering. The exhibit label states a subtler purpose: to subdue an enemy solely to acquire its supernatural power. So consider a terrified Monet losing his sight paints the blurred landscapes he sees, hard edges of a bridge softened by fog, flowers blended in a recipe of explosive color, a new vision born as form bows to experience, suffering to revelation. Waiting for magic, I ease onto a bench, close my eyes, gather my losses about me like a shawl. Before you fling those angry words, lift them, look at them. Are they heavy? Are they jagged? Will they cut a heart? Will they cut straight to the bone? Turn them over in your trembling hands. Look closely at your target. Are you prepared to live with the damage you are causing? Are you prepared to see the scars each time you gaze at that face? Lift up your angry words. This time, set that weight down at the feet of your target. This time, wrap your target gently in your arms. This time, surprise and heal both of you.
We have some special music entitled We Are, performed by the Tree of Life Choir.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are grandmother's prayers, and we are grandfather's dreams. We are our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust. We are sons of great vision. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life. We are builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and all wisdom of ages. We are Father's friends, and we are Father's sisters. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe.
With our next group of readings, Wholeness in Humanity's Vision. We hear the words of visionaries who align their wholeness through relationships with others and who offer a call to live in kindness and love.
All My Relations, from Journey to Aloha, written by Randy and Edith Woodley, Native Americans from the Cherokee and Shoshone nations. Traditional Native Americans feel a sense of interconnectedness at a deep level. We connect the physical, the emotional, to the spiritual, to ourselves, one another, and the natural world. We connect the whole community of creation to our life, our responsibilities. In Indigenous thinking, there is no such thing as separateness of one part of our life from another. For example, among the Lakota, there exists a life way of harmony expressed through a belief in the interrelatedness of all things. This included, for the Lakota, all the Sioux tribes, and other humans, as well as animals, birds, insects, plants, and the rest of the community of creation. They express this interrelatedness through the words of a common prayer, Mitakwe Oyasin, all my relations. Giving credence to this idea that all people and things are related to one another opens us to immense possibility. What if we once again saw ourselves as family to the whole community of creation? We do need to come to the realization that all the world is our relative. Iroquois teacher Chief Leon Shenandoah has said, the most important thing is that each individual must treat all others, all the people who walk our Mother Earth, with kindness. That covers a lot of ground. It doesn't apply only to my people. I must treat everyone I meet the same. When people turn their thoughts to the Creator, they give the Creator power to enter their minds and bring clear, centered thinking.
Wonder by Valerie Kjar, ski activist. Here is how I am defining wonder. To wonder is to let in a sense of awe and openness, a sense of deep curiosity. It is to look upon the face of anyone or anything and say, you are a part of me. I do not yet know. Wonder is something that is not secondary. It is fundamental. It is foundational. It is necessary. Wonder is the building block for love. To wonder about another person is to open ourselves up to their thoughts and experiences, their pains and joys, their wants and needs. It's an orientation of humility. It's recognizing that they are as complex and infinite and vast to themselves as we are to ourselves. Wondering about another person gives us information for how to love them. Wonder is the wellspring of love. Now, when we wonder about people who we would otherwise see as strangers, when we let them inside our circle of care, then wonder becomes an act of revolutionary love. Revolutionary love is the choice to enter into labor for others, for our opponents, and for ourselves. In order to transform the world around us, it is an orientation to life that is rooted in joy. All three practices of love together make love revolutionary, and revolutionary love can only be practiced in community.
I have decided to stick with love from Where Do We Go From Here by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm concerned about a better world. I'm concerned about justice. I'm concerned about brotherhood. I'm concerned about truth. And when one is concerned about that, they can never advocate violence. For through violence, you may murder a murderer, but you can't murder murder. Through violence, you may murder a liar, but you can't establish truth. Through violence, you may murder a hater, but you can't murder hate through violence. Darkness cannot put out darkness. Only light can do that. And I say to you, I have also decided to stick with love. For I know that love is ultimately the only answer to mankind's problems. And I'm going to talk about it everywhere I go. I know it isn't popular to talk about it in some circles today. And I'm not talking about emotional bosh when I talk about love. I'm talking about a strong, demanding love. For I have seen too much hate. I've seen too much hate in the faces of sheriffs in the South. I've seen too much hate on the faces of too many Klansmen to want to hate. Every time I see it, I know that it does something to their faces and their personalities. And I say to myself that hate is too great a burden to bear. I have decided to love. If you are seeking the highest good, I think you can find it through love. And the beautiful thing is that we aren't moving wrong when we do it, because God is love. He who hates does not know God, but he who loves has the key that unlocks the door to the meaning of ultimate reality.
At this time, excuse me, at this time each week, we welcome the offerings that support our work of community. Many of us have already given our monetary gifts electronically. Still, we set aside this time for the spiritual practice of gratitude. If you're new to Tree of Life, please let this giving opportunity pass you by. Your presence here is your gift to us. For those joining us online, you may make your offering in one of the ways listed on your screen or posted in chat. Your generosity in supporting the shared ministry of our community is greatly appreciated. Thanks for all the gifts that you share. For our time of centering, in replacing our joys and concerns because of so many things going on this morning, take a few breaths and find an attitude of quiet reflection for a space of 3 breaths. May our thoughts strengthen our shared community as our hearts contemplate how we find wholeness in humanity's connection to life.
Called to Gather by Stephen Charleston, elder of the Choctaw Nation and retired Episcopalian bishop. Last night, I dreamed the spirits of the earth were being called from all 4 sacred directions, called to gather beneath the watchful moon, called to dance beneath the stars. And so they came from all points of the wind, from every land and sea, all flying here to Turtle Island, to the place of emergence and return. Somber were their faces, but determined were their voices, as they took up the ancient chants, the oldest chants, words of healing older than time. They were dancing to rescue the earth. They were dancing for the salvation of the earth. They were dancing to wake us up. And I did wake up. And I know you are awake too. In fact, I hope the whole world will wake up. Wake up and join the dance, join the spirits of the earth, join the salvation of life.
Tikkun Olam by Rachel Naomi Raymond, physician, activist, and teacher, from her book, My Grandfather's Blessings. We restore the holiness of the world through our loving kindness and compassion. Everyone participates. It is a collective task. Every act of loving kindness, no matter how great or small, repairs the world. The name the Jewish Kabbalah uses for this collective work is Tikkun Olam. We repair and restore the world. Everything in life presents us with this opportunity. It invests all our struggle with a deeper meaning and deepens all our joy. It often seems that the problems in the world are large and overwhelming, and there are limits to what we can accomplish as a single person or even as a single group. It can be profoundly disheartening. But Tikkun Olam means that we each make a difference and we can bring healing to the world. Service is the work of the soul. We might view moments of genuine service as a movement toward the soul, a return to what is most genuine and real in us. In the trajectory of a lifetime, this turning toward our goodness happens not once, but many times. Some of these turnings are small and some are large. All are important. Perhaps our greatest service is simply to find ways to strengthen and live closer to our own goodness. Every time anyone becomes more transparent to the light in them, they will restore light in the world.
This reading was lifted from a book by Margaret Wheatley entitled Turning to One Another. I experience sacred as a feeling. It is how I feel when I'm open to life or am opened by life. Sacred is nothing special. It is just life revealing the true nature. Life's true nature is wholeness. Its sacred moment, I experience that wholeness. I know I belong here. I don't think about it. I simply feel it. Without any work on my part, my heart expands and my sense of me expands. I am no longer locked inside a small self. I don't feel alone or isolated. I feel here. I feel welcomed. As I write this through my window, I've noticed a mother bird flying back and forth, worms dangling from her beak. She's working diligently to provide for her babies. Watching her, I remember my own mothering, and suddenly I feel connected to all other beings who, as they nurture, try to keep life going. A brief moment of noticing one hardworking bird, and I feel different, more connected. She does her work, and I do mine. And in this moment of connection and recognition, my heart opens to the truth that we are all share in this together. Instead of feeling tired by responsibility, I feel blessed. We can't experience sacred in isolation. It is always an experience of connecting. It doesn't have to be with another person. It can be a connection with an idea, a feeling, an object, a tradition. The connection moves us outside of ourselves into something greater. Because we move out beyond ourselves, the experience of sacred is often described as spacious, open, liberating. We learn that we are larger than we thought. In this turbulent time, we crave connection. We want the means to walk through the chaos intact. We are seeking things that are only available through an experience of the sacred.
Please rise in body or in spirit to join in singing our closing hymn number 1020.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will.
We close our sacred gathering here today with gratitude for camaraderie, shared wisdom, goodwill, and sincere support that we extend to one another. May we continue to bless each other with these gifts, and may we reflect those blessings out into the world as we minister to those around us. We extinguish this flame of communal worship and now carry its light within us. We share this light. We carry its power of all beings.
For our parting blessing, we now carry forth the shared blessings of this time together. We remember we are empowered to seek our personal and communal wholeness. We remember the call to heal and be healers, and we take heart in this blessing through this poem written by Carol Alphas. Know this, we are all creators, and our choices determine what we create. As we go forward into the world, may the words we choose generate not pain, but healing. May the actions we choose build bridges, not walls. May the paths we choose lead us away from isolation and into community. We are all creators. We are the architects, the authors, the composers of a wealth of possibilities. What will you create today? And now, holding these words, may we go forth in joy to create all that moves us to wholeness and healing. Amen, and blessed be.